people my age are on the internet, online, for so many hours a day.
And that's what basically like people do every day, like they're just on social media.
Social media is really good to spread messages.
It's good because you can express yourself. However, there are a lot of people who will like critique you at like the nearest moment.
It's good and bad.
If you get the wrong information out there, it'll spread really quickly.
There had been some significant suicide contagion incidents in another region, Casey in Sardinia, that had proved really quite difficult for the community and for the organisations involved. The need was just so overwhelming, and it had a lot of impact not only on the community but on the staff themselves around how to manage this level of incident.
We identified that social media could have a key role to play in response to suicide. We weren't sure what that looked like. We had done a bit of research and we felt that it was really important to have young people involved in this.
A lot of suicide prevention things that are out there right now are made by adults, and if we can make something that's made by children for other children, I just feel like there's more of a connection.
If it's coming from young people, it's almost as if you're like talking to a friend. Like, you seem more like on equal terms.
Historically, the sector's been very nervous about using social media for the purpose of talking about suicide. People are worried about the impact potentially of contagion. They're worried that young people will communicate harmfully or inappropriately about suicide.
A lot of young people, they go through, like, I don't really know how to explain it. They just go through a lot of, like, sad times and tough times and stuff like that. And some people just don't, stick it out, unfortunately.
I've learned how common suicide actually is, especially in youth.
By nature, we don't want to talk about it.
It's killed more people than car crashes in Australia, and that's something I didn't know.
The way everybody finds out about suicide is not through the media, it's through social media. Over my journey here, students have been exposed to the, I suppose, sadness of losing someone they care about.
You have people that get bullied on social media. You have people that have seen things on social media and then taken their own lives.
It's quite a big issue and there's not much done about it. I think we as young people should step up and do more.
We've got no doubt that social media can be used. It does have the potential to be used in a negative way. But we also wanted to capitalise on some of the benefits it afforded and take that as an opportunity to deliver suicide prevention activities and provide an alternative to some of those less helpful sites.
Young people need to be able to talk about what's going on for them in their lives, and they need to have a really good, safe approach to support each other.
We've been working with 4 groups of young people from 2 different high schools in Melbourne, and what we've done is we've provided them with some psychoeducation about mental health and about suicide prevention. We've worked with them around safe ways of communicating about suicide online, and then what we've done is work with them to develop a series of tools or products or films or messages about suicide prevention that can be delivered via social media platforms.
At first, I was thinking, I didn't want to be in that class. I was just, I don't like talking about those kind of stuff.
I didn't know, any of you guys. You just stepped in, weird psychologists.
We were pretty sceptical, all of us, about it at the start. We didn't know what to expect, really.
It's real because they know it's coming from someone their age who understands exactly what it's like to be them as much as they can.
When they created the products, I think that the students felt very proud. They understood that they were doing something of a positive nature.
Yeah, I've learned a lot. Now, if someone was going through that, I could help them.
The main thing I learned was the stigma around suicide.
Well, I've learned that suicide and mental health is a much bigger issue in Australia than I first thought it would be.
Before this, I was sort of afraid of talking about suicide, but I think that after this, I've learned that talking about suicide is actually a really good thing, and that if you do think that your friends are having problems, you should always talk to them about it. You should always ask them if they're okay.
I think I can help them now by listening to them and understand them better.
I found that maybe I'm looking out for my friends more, just making sure that they're all right, asking them how they are.
We wanted to get a simple but strong message across to an audience through social media.
I think the main point we were trying to put over is just that like people are always there for you and like you don't have to feel alone.
I think it's going to be useful because if you put it on social media, it gets spread around really quick, especially since we made it. So we're hoping that young people like relate to it.
Yeah, what we've done is like, it's different, it's good.